The Corvette is an American original. A YouTube original is the Audrain Museum Network. If you're not a subscriber, do it right now. Our first impression of any car is the visual one. And by anybody's standards, these Corvettes are so incredibly beautiful. And also just look at the lines, the way these fenders flow into the doors and the roof with the wonderful central spine. It's a car that just makes you want to wash it because you want to just run your hand all over this car. It is just spectacular. And the fact that it drives so well is just icing on the cake. I've often talked about the view out the windshield and what an important part of the driving experience it is for me. And the view through the windshield of this 1967 Corvette is glorious. You can see the tops of both the fenders, the wonderful bulge of the Stinger hood, these giant pipe plate gauges in front of you. This is absolute heaven. The C2 Corvette happens to be one of my favorites. I love this shape. And the 67 is probably my favorite of all because I love the detailing on it. It's so terrific. The 63, the original, is a beautiful car, but I think that it was so unfortunate that it was saddled with those fake hood vents and the, all the stuff that sort of were sports car-like, but not executed to the level that frankly the car deserves. And then of course in this guy's, the ultimate 427, you've got the real power to go along with this wonderful chassis, and the car can deliver under your foot what the looks promise. And the shape is just so wonderful, so right. Larry Shinoda and Pete Brock really did an amazing job with this car. It really does look the business. And the later Stingray, or rather later Mako Shark derived designs are great, but this seems this amazing blend of truly and only American with the feel of the sharp elegance of a European sports car. Bill Mitchell was a big fan of European sports cars, and he wanted to bring as much of that European detailing as he could to the cars designed under his watch. And this is a great, great, great car. One of the other things that surprised, I think, to a lot of people who have not driven one of these is the chassis. You don't think of a mid-60s American car having great chassis dynamics, but the engineers at Chevrolet really did a terrific job with this car. And as somebody who's a real Italian and British sports car enthusiast, I can say that this not only holds its own, but is so much more satisfying in many ways than its contemporaries. Now, comparing it to a 67 XKE, the XKE probably has more of a top end than this car has, but frankly, we're not using the cars in that way today. And if you can get a really good Corvette, this one has been blessed with a couple of top flight awards from the NCRS, the National Corvette Restorer Society. And the Corvette world is a great one. You can get lots of information, lots of opinions in it, God knows. But you're always supported, and you're always in a community that really loves the cars and uses the cars. These are cars to drive. And what I really like about Corvette owners is that they drive their cars. It's a terrific, terrific thing to experience. And the torque, in third gear, you just drive the car on the throttle and it just goes where you want to go. You get a little hop sometimes in the middle of a turn with a bump, totally controllable. This is an amazing car and a great heater, which is appreciated on a nice winter day like this. The 427 also really revs quickly, which is something that you sort of don't expect. It's not generally an American V8 trait, but the way this engine is set up and the way the gearing is set, you can really wind the engine up, and yet it still has that torque everywhere you need it. I always dreamed about these cars, and whenever I can get behind the wheel of one, my dreams are fulfilled. A good one. My dreams are fulfilled. And like Jaguar compared to Aston Martin, the Jaguars were built to a price, and the Corvette has always offered great value for money. You know, are the materials the best in the world? No. But it delivers everywhere you want it to. You know, you really don't mind that the dashboard's not covered with leather, and there's no wood trim, and there's a surprising amount of plastic inside, but it doesn't matter, because the whole experience, you buy the car to drive, not to lick the dashboard. So this is American performance driving for me at its absolute height. There are people that really like the straight line dragster cars. I like a car that delivers everything: speed in a straight line and handling in a corner. And that's what Corvettes do. I can understand why so many people are Corvette people, because it's a compelling car. It's the reason why people are so emotional about Corvettes, Porsches, and Ferraris, because they are so characterful in their own way, and it's wonderful.